Hello fanciers. Welcome back to the Game Dog Caribbean channel. The content you experience here is fictional and for entertainment purposes only, something like a Harry Potter book, or the story of the Avatar, The Last Airbender and content of that nature. Please like, comment and share this video and click on the bell icon to be notified whenever new content is posted to this channel. For this episode, we will recount the Warvention 24 international convention that took place in the winter of 1924. These hawk hunts were an effort to place a control on the escalating wild hawk population in the area at that time. The farmers and hawk hunters had a very good working relationship, and it culminated in events such as the one we will report on today. Day 1. Show number 1. RRKW's Transform one-time winner versus MOK's Jacks. Males, set at 47 pounds. Referee, Tisk. For this hunt the RRK team was bringing back out their one-time winner Transform, whose last attempt to pick up the second ribbon ended in controversy versus JK/WDK's Beast one-time winner. The Mock was bringing out a prospect to get the job done. At the scale, RRKW's Transform, 46 pounds. 3 ounces. MOK's Jacks, 46 pounds, 14 ounce. From the release, Transform goes for the back end but eventually gets into the front end while Jacks is going for the chest and shoulders. Jacks begins hitting the mat early while Transform is dominating in the front end. 15 minutes in, Jacks regains his footing and shooting for the front end while Transform is keeping his boar out by the muzzle. 20 minutes in, Jacks is still going for the front end and striking on occasion, and Transform is keeping his boar out by the head. 35 minutes in, Transform hits the mat while he is trying to keep his boar out by the face. Jacks on the other side of the trail is going in on his boar's front end. A turn was called and acknowledged on Jacks, and handles were achieved at the 40-minute mark with Jacks completing a convincing scratch. Handles were achieved again at 41 minutes in, and Transform completes a convincing scratch. 42 minutes in, hits the mat as Jacks is going in on his boar's front end and shoulders. By the hour mark, Jacks is hitting the mat more often while Transform is going in on any spot left open. Jacks begins protesting on the hunt while Transform is going in on any spot left open. Jacks eventually regains his footing, but Transform is looking like the stronger hunter at this point, and the Mock team throws in the towel just over the hour-and-a-half mark. Winner, RRKW's Transform, two-time winner in 1 hour and 34 minutes. Show number 2. DIK's Butch vs CMK's Pablo. Males, set at 44.5 pounds. Referee, HRK. For this hunt the teams were brining 2 prospects to get the job done. At the scale, DIK's Butch, 44 pounds, 5 ounces. CMK's Pablo, 44 pounds, 7 ounces. From the release, both hounds met their hog in the middle, wrestling for holds in the front end. 5 minutes in, Butch is hitting up his boar in the shoulders and throat and looking like the stronger animal on the hunt, while Pablo is off to some early defense trying to keep his hog out. 10 minutes in, Pablo doesn't seem to have an answer for his boar while Butch is dominating on the trail, hitting any spot left open and showing good mouth, while Pablo was having trouble with his boar on the other side of the trail. The out of hold count was completed with Pablo to go, and he refuses more and the handler fouls him out. Winner, DIK's Butch, one-time winner in 39 minutes. Show number 3. PPK's Blood Pressure vs OK's Samson. Males, set at 43.5 pounds. Referee, HRK. For this hunt, 2 prospects were hitting the trail. At the scale, PPK's Blood Pressure, 43 pounds. 8 ounces. OWK's Samson, 43 pounds, 4 ounces. From the release, both hounds met their hog in the middle with pressure going to the shoulders as Samson is trying to keep his hog out by the muzzle. Samson begins riding the muzzle while Pressure is trying to get in on his boar's front end. Pressure hits the mat while Samson is going in on his boar's shoulders, showing good skill and ability. 38 minutes in, Pressure moves to the shoulders while Samson is trying to get his boar out by the muzzle. Both hunters take turns on the mat, and recovering by Samson was showing more ability of the two. Both hounds slowed down over the hour mark with not much happening. Pressure remained in hold while Samson began trying to exit the trail. Handles were achieved and pressure completes his scratch. Samson eventually stood the line and pressure scratch to win just over the 2-hour mark. Winner, PPK's blood pressure one-time winner in 2 hours and 15 minutes. Show number 4. BMK/DWK's Testament vs BWKC's Jason. Males, set at 43 pounds. Referee, Tisk. For this hunt, both camps were using some prospect to hit the trail. The Blood Moon team was finally releasing one of their Formula Maestro Junior stuff, going up against some old school BWK blood. At the scale, BMK/DWK's Testament, 42 pounds. 9 ounces. BWKC's Jason, 42 pounds, 2 ounce. From the release, both hounds were trading with their hogs and Testament was showing good strength early on. 10 minutes in, Jason was beating his boar to the punch while Testament was trying to keep up with his boar on the trail. The exchange continued with Testament going for the front end while Jason was keeping his boar out by the head and ears. 30 minutes in, Testament was fading on the hunt while Jason was establishing dominance with his boar. The out of hold count was completed, Testament to go, and he completed his scratch as Jason continued to dominate the hunt. Handles were achieved again and Jason completed a convincing scratch, ramming his boar into the corner and proceeded to hit up his catch in the front end while Testament was hitting the mat more often, not having an answer for his hog. DWK/BMK throws in the towel just before the hour mark and Testament completes his courtesy scratch. Winner, BWKC's Jason, one-time winner in 49 minutes. Show number 5. RRKW's Lawman vs YGK's Santos. Males, set at 42.5 pounds. Referee, ABMK. For this hunt, the teams were bringing some prospects to the trail. At the scale, RRKW's Lawman, 41 pounds, 6 ounces. YGK's Santos, 41 pounds, 12 ounces. From the release, both hounds were swapping even in the front end, trying to establish dominance on the hunt. Lawman hits the mat while Santos is showing good strength on the hunt. 30 minutes in. 40 minutes in, Lawman moves to the muzzle, forcing protest as Santos is losing steam on the other side of the trail. The YG team eventually throw in the towel and Santos completes a courtesy. Winner, RRKW's Lawman, one-time winner in 1 hour and 1 minute. Show number 6. SCK's Transform vs SCK's President Bush. Males, set at 40 pounds. Referee, ABMK. For this hunt, the teams were bringing some prospect to the trail. At the scale, SCK's Transform, 39 pounds. 3 ounces. SCK's President Bush, 39 pounds, 1 ounce. From the release, Bush hits his hog on the other side of the trail with Transform off to an early defense. Bush was beating his boar to the punch, hitting up his catch any spot left open while Transform was trying to keep his hog out by the muzzle and face. 10 minutes in, Transform is fading on the trail and Bush is establishing dominance and showing good mouth and ability. 15 minutes in, Transform has no answer for his hog and the SCK team eventually throws in the towel and Transform completes a courtesy. Winner, SCK's President Bush, one-time winner in 18 minutes. Day 2. Show number 7. RRKW's Sparkman, one-time winner vs SBK's Jack. Males, set at 43.5 pounds. Referee, Tisk. For this hunt, the RRKW team was trying to pick up their second ribbon with their Sparkman hound while SBK's traveled in with the prospect to get the job done. At the scale, RRKW's Sparkman, 42 pounds, 14 ounces. SBK's Jack, 42 pounds, 5 ounces. From the release, both hunters met in the middle, swapping with the boar in the front end. Sparkman was beating his hound to the punch, and while Jack was on the other side of the trail trying to keep up with his boar. Sparkman was looking like the stronger animal on the trail for the first 10 to 15 minutes before hitting a heat wall. Jack on the other side of the trail was pushing back his hog and hitting any spot possible. Jack was displaying good defense and ability until Sparkman recovered and continued to dominate the hunt until the SBK team threw in the towel. Winner, RRKW's Sparkman 2-time winner in 50 minutes. Show number 8. PPK's Bojack 1-time winner versus TSTK's Nut 1-time winners. Males, set at 34 pounds. Referee, DDK. For this hunt, the both teams were bringing some winners to get job done. PPK's Bojack outhunted the DSK team in 35 minutes at MM24, while TST's Nut outhunted the ARNK team on their local circuit and was now traveling to this hunt going for number 2 on the big stage. At the scale, PPK's Bojack, 34 pounds, 3 ounces. TSTK's Nut, 34 pounds, 9 ounces. Both hunters were over the contracted weight, so it was a wash and the hunt was on. From the release, both hounds met in the middle with Nut going to his boar's back end while Bojack was off to some early defense on the head and front end. Nut was beating his boar to the punch early on before both hunters started heating up. Bojack was recovering better of the two and began to figure out his boar and going to the back end also at making it count. Nut was having a difficult time recovering and began taking half shots from his boar while Bojack continued to show some dominance on the trail. A turn was called and acknowledged on Nut after he started showing signs that he didn't want to be there. Handles were achieved and Nut refused to continue. Bojack then made a convincing scratch to end the hunt. Winner, PPK's Bojack 2-time winner in 26 minutes. Show number 9. PTK's Seth 1-time winner versus KK's Ruby. Males, set at 39.5 pounds. Referee, HRK. For this hunt, PTK was bringing back out their Seth female for her second hunt while the kick team was using a prospect to get the done. At the scale, PTK's Seth, 39 pounds, 0 ounces. KIK's Ruby, 39 pounds, 8 ounces. From the release, both hound hit the trail hot and swapping with their hounds. Ruby hit a brief heat wall and recovered as they continued to swap. Seth began heating up but was moving the more aggressive of the two hunters. Ruby on the other side of the trail was on the defense more often while Seth was driving for his boar's front end and chest. Seth hit a heat wall approaching the 30-minute mark and took some time to recover while Ruby was placing shots any spot left open. Ruby hit another heat wall and crashed, having no answer for his boar. The out of hold count was completed and they both completed scratches before Ruby stood the line. Winner, PTK's Seth 2-time winner in 1 hour and 5 minutes. Show number 10. CCK/BLK's Mini versus TSTK's Corona. Females, set at 36.5 pounds. Referee, PPK. For this hunt, the TST team traveled to meet BLK, who was bringing a prospect to the trail. At the scale, CCK/BLK's Mini, 36 pounds, 8 ounces. TSTK's Corona, 36 pounds, 5 ounces. From the release, both hounds met their hog in the middle with Corona driving for hold while Mini was off to some early defense trying to keep her boar out. Corona was showing good mouth on the trail, hitting up her hog's legs and front end while Mini was playing the face and head game trying to stay out of trouble. 30 minutes in, the hound had no answer for their hog while Corona was all over her boar on the other side of the trail. The CCK/BLK team eventually threw in the towel and completed a courtesy scratch. Winner, TSTK's Corona 1-time winner in 40 minutes. Show number 11. PPK's Ginger versus VIAK and DBDK's Audi 2-time winner 1-time loser. Females, set at 33.5 pounds. Referee, Tisk. For this hunt, the VIAK was traveling in with Audi that outhunted TATK on their local circuit, then traveled and lost to CK and won again under the management of VIAK. PPK on the other hand was bringing a prospect to the hunt to get the job done. At the scale, PPK's Ginger, 32 pounds, 12 ounces. BIAK and DBDK's Audi, 34 pounds, 2 ounces. From the release, both hounds met their hog in the middle, with Ginger showing good strength and ability beating her boar to the better holds, while Audi on the other side of the trail was trying to keep her hog out by the head and front end. 10 minutes in the swapping evened out and the size difference became evident. Audi began hitting up her boar in the chest and throat, shaking viciously as Ginger began to fade on the hunt. The PPK teach eventually threw in the towel and Ginger fell on courtesy. Winner, BIAK and DBDK's champion Audi, 3-time winner, 1-time loser BIS in 19 minutes. Show number 12. DBDK/HHK's Draken, 1-time winner versus PWK's Sally. Females, set at 29 pounds. Referee, HRK. For this hunt, DBD was using their 1-time winner prepared by the HHK to capture her second ribbon, while the PWK team was bringing a prospect to the trails to get the job done. At the scale, DBDK and HHK's Draken, 29 pounds. PWK's Sally, 29 pounds. From the release, both hounds met their hog in the middle, swapping even, with Sally going to the head as Draken was shooting for the throat and chest and striking effectively. Sally on the other side of the trail was going to the face and muzzle, trying to get her boar out and forcing protest. Draken continued to shoot for the throat and her boar was becoming less and less efficient at taking her out by the muzzle, as Sally was having a hard time with her boar on the other side of the trail. Sally began to protest and showing signs that she wanted to leave the hunt, and a turn was called and acknowledged. After some scratches, the PWK team threw in the towel and Sally refused to continue on her courtesy. Winner, DBDK and HHK's Draken, 2-time winner in 51 minutes. Warvention International Convention 24. Gamest in show male, PPK's Blood Pressure, 1-time winner GIS. Gamest in show female, PTK's Seth, 2-time winner GIS. Best in show male, SCK's President Bush, 1-time winner BIS. Best in show female, TSTK's Corona, 1-time winner BIS. Best conditioned male, BWKC's Jason, 1-time winner BCD. Best conditioned female, TSTK's Corona, 1-time winner BIS, BCD. Quickest put away male, SCK's President Bush, 1-time winner BIS, QPA. Quickest put away female, DBDK and BIAK's champion Audi, 3-time winner, 1-time loser BIS, QPA. Thanks to the hunting clubs for providing inspiration for these fictional accounts. Thank you for watching and continue to tune in to the Game Dog Caribbean channel. Until next time, the best place to begin is square one, and remember, good dogs are where you find them. Be sure to comment, like and share this video and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever we post new content.